All right, Raider Nation, training camp is in full swing, and now that the pads are officially on, it's time to talk real football. This is the week where we start separating the hype from the real deal. After a full week of practices, we've had enough action to start identifying who's making waves and who's struggling to keep up. And let's be honest, this is the moment every fan waits for, those early signs that tell us who's ready to take that next step and who might be falling out of favor. So today, let's dive into the early winners and losers from the Raiders training camp. And we're starting on the offensive side of the ball. At number 5 among the biggest offensive standouts so far, we've got Jacob Myers. Now, what's interesting about Jacob isn't just his route running or his ability to separate. It's how quickly he's built chemistry with Geno Smith every single day at practice. You hear the same thing. Geno keeps going back to Myers like he's a security blanket, and this isn't just a coincidence. It reminds a lot of folks of how Geno used Jackson Smith-Njigba last season in Seattle. Not DK Metcalf, not Tyler Lockett, but the rookie Njigba. Now, Myers isn't a rookie, but he's playing that same role, the guy you can count on when the pocket collapses, the guy you hit when you need a first down. And considering he's got no guaranteed money on his contract, he's out there grinding like someone who knows he's got everything to prove. He's been praised by Chip Kelly. He's showing up every day as a pro. And the connection with Geno is only getting stronger. That's the kind of guy you want on your roster. Now let's move to number 4, and this one has a lot of fans excited. Ashton Jeanty. When he was drafted, everyone already knew the guy could run between the tackle stuff. Explosive, no nonsense. But there were questions about whether he could be a threat in the passing game. Fast forward to today, and it looks like he's answering those doubts in a big way. From what's coming out of camp, Jeanty's hands are better than advertised. He's catching the ball out of the backfield, running sharp routes, and even lining up in different spots. That's the kind of versatility that makes him dangerous in a Chip Kelly offense. He's also trimmed down a bit to increase his explosiveness, and it's showing. If this keeps up, Jeanty won't just be a solid pick, he could be a star. The Raiders wanted to see if he could be more than just a powerful runner, and he's proving he might be the total package. At number 3, this might raise a few eyebrows. Ian Thomas. Now, most folks expected Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer to be the two tight ends making noise in camp. And they are, but Ian Thomas has quietly carved out his own lane. And it's starting to get hard to ignore. Coming into camp, the tight end room was a bit of a question mark. Would they use the tight ends? Would they go heavy on 3 wide sets? The answer, so far, is that they're mixing things up. There's a lot of 11 personnel being used, 3 wide receivers, 1 running back, and 1 tight end. And when that tight end isn't Bowers or Mayer, it's been Ian Thomas. He's become the clear T3 on the depth chart, and not just because of his blocking. He's working with Aidan O'Connell, catching passes in the red zone, and earning trust in key moments. It's not flashy, but it's solid, and it's exactly the kind of performance that helps you stick on a roster. Now, number 2 might be the most intriguing name so far, Dante Thornton Jr. This kid is turning heads. He's been running with the first team over and over, outperforming guys like Jack Beck and Trey Tucker in practice after practice. He's 6'5", runs a 4.35 in the 40-yard dash, and he's got the kind of field-stretching ability that makes defensive backs nervous. But here's the kicker, he's not just fast, he can block too. He's got that rare combo of size, speed, and effort that coaches love, even when the offense shuffles guys around, taking Tucker off, rotating Beck, and Thornton stays on the field. That tells you everything you need to know. The staff sees him as a key piece, and if he keeps this up, he might end up being the surprise breakout receiver of this group. He's even being looked at as a possible WR2, not just because of his production, but because of how he affects defenses. His presence alone opens things up for others. But let's talk about the number 1 offensive winner so far. And it's someone no one expected to even be in the mix, Jordan Meredith. Now this is what training camp is all about. Meredith was nowhere near the conversation for a starting role at the beginning of camp, but fast forward to now, and he's been getting first-team reps at center, yes, over Jackson Powers Johnson. That's a massive jump, and whether or not he holds on to that job, it shows just how much he's impressed the staff. It's not just about how a player performs, it's about how far they've come. From an afterthought to potentially starting on the offensive line. That's the definition of a winner, and let's be clear, this doesn't mean Meredith is better than JPJ overall, but if you're getting starter reps in back-to-back practices, that says a lot. There's even talk that this might be part of a contingency plan. just in case the injury concerns with JPJ linger. Either way, Jordan Meredith has earned his spot in this conversation now. We can't talk about winners without throwing in a few honorable mentions. The quarterbacks have both looked sharp in drills, especially in red zone situations. Trey Tucker is flashing that deep speed, stretching the field and giving secondaries a problem. And both Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer are showing why the Raiders are so high on their tight end group. Chip Kelly's offense is leaning heavily on tight end sets, and both of these guys are thriving with the extra reps. This might end up being one of the most balanced and dangerous offensive schemes the Raiders have had in a long time if all these pieces continue to progress. But while some players are rising, others are slipping. It's time to shift gears and look at a few of the early losers from the offensive side of camp, and we'll start with Dylan Laub. Now, this one hurts because everything you hear about him off the field is great, smart, hard-working, total team guy. But unfortunately, being a great dude doesn't guarantee a spot on the roster. From everything we're hearing, Laub is falling behind in both the running back competition and special teams reps. It's not that he's doing anything wrong. It's just that others are doing more. Ashton Jeanty is looking like a weapon. Sincere McCormick is making plays. Zamir White has dropped some weight and looks faster. Even Raheem Mostert and Tommy Mellott have shown flashes in their limited opportunities. Laub, meanwhile, is getting lost in the shuffle unless he finds a way to stand out soon. His path to the 53-man roster looks steep. Next on the list is Kyle Phillips. There was some buzz early on that he might carve out a role as a rotational wide receiver, maybe even sneak into the final roster spot based on versatility. But those hopes are fading fast. The Raiders have added guys like Philip Dorsett and Seth Williams, adding even more depth to a wide receiver room that was already crowded. Meanwhile, players like Jacob Myers, Dante Thornton, Trey Tucker, Jack Beck, and Tommy Mellott have all clearly separated themselves. The coaching staff is looking for dynamic, consistent contributors, and right now, Phillips hasn't been that guy. That doesn't mean the door is completely shut. He still has time to shine in preseason games. But he's definitely on the outside looking in right now. And unfortunately, the biggest disappointment so far has to be Jackson Powers Johnson. Look, this isn't about talent. Everyone knows JPJ is one of the most promising young offensive linemen in the game. But the fact that he's been running with the second team while Jordan Meredith has taken over first team reps is a red flag. It could be injury related. It could be an attempt to get Meredith more comfortable with Geno Smith in case of an emergency. But no matter what the reason, if your second-round pick isn't working with the starters, that's a problem. And if the Raiders line up week 1 without JPJ as one of their 5 starters, there are going to be serious questions about the coaching staff's decisions. The truth is, JPJ should be out there. He's more talented than Alex Kappa, more athletic than Dylan Parham, and he's supposed to be a cornerstone of this offensive line. The fact that he's not even in the top 5 right now, that makes him the biggest loser on offense through the first week of camp. As the pads continue to pop and the competition heats up, the depth chart will keep shifting. Some of these names could rise or fall depending on the next few practices and the preseason games ahead, but as of now, these are the stories coming out of Raiders camp: guys stepping up when given the chance, and others fading into the background. It's early, but for those fighting for jobs, every snap counts. And if the first week is any indication, there are going to be some surprise names on the final roster and some shocking cuts too. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a surprising turn of events, former NFL quarterback Rich Gannon has sparked a whirlwind of speculation about the future of the Las Vegas Raiders. Known for his candid insights and deep ties to the league, Gannon's recent comments have sent ripples through the NFL community, hinting at a period of uncertainty for the franchise. The Raiders, a team with a storied history and passionate fan base, are reportedly grappling with significant financial struggles and internal discord within their front office. While details remain scarce, insiders suggest that these issues could threaten the stability of the organization, raising questions about its direction and leadership. Gannon's remarks, though carefully worded, seem to underscore concerns that the Raiders might be at a crossroads. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, he hinted in a recent interview, refusing to elaborate but leaving the door wide open for speculation. Observers have interpreted this as a possible signal of major changes looming, whether in ownership, management, or even the team's location. Financial woes are often a red flag for NFL franchises, especially those operating in competitive markets like Las Vegas. The Raiders' struggles could stem from a combination of decreased revenue streams, rising operational costs, and challenges in maintaining a cohesive front office. Such turmoil often fuels rumors of ownership shakeups or shifts in strategic vision, both of which could dramatically alter the team's trajectory. Moreover, the timing of these revelations is notable. The Raiders are preparing for an upcoming season that many hoped would mark a new era of success. Instead, these internal challenges might cast a shadow over their prospects, affecting player morale and fan confidence alike. For now, the NFL world watches closely, debating what Gannon's comments truly imply. Will the Raiders emerge stronger after addressing these issues, or are they on the brink of a major overhaul? As whispers grow louder, one thing is clear: the Raiders' future is shrouded in mystery, and every new development will be scrutinized by fans and analysts eager for clarity. Whether this is merely a phase of turbulence or the beginning of a more profound transformation, Rich Gannon's unexpected statement has undoubtedly ignited a firestorm of rumors. The coming weeks will be critical in determining if the Raiders can navigate these troubled waters, or if the franchise's long-term legacy will be at stake. Until then, the buzz surrounding Las Vegas remains electric, fueled by anticipation and uncertainty in equal measure. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.